Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot. A wild and windy afternoon, and the energy is wild and windy too. I don't know if it's just here or if it's everywhere. Strange things afoot on planet Earth. Strange things afoot in the Parkle verse as well. Today the theme is living separate lives, and that's because there is a rumour from a great rumour mongerer, Benjamin Smallbrook, who appears every now and then with a gossip on Quora, and always unsubstantiated. Is that the right word? Unsubstantiated gossip. So take it with a giant pinch of salt. But it is about the Parkles living separate lives, and it gives me an excuse to check in the state of the marriage anyway, which I wanted to do because the readings I've done on Harry recently have been pretty bleak, I have to say. So the bit of gossip is allegedly from overheard dinner conversation in the UK, to the effect, and I am quoting, that they don't live together. Harry is worn out, business deals have failed, and the public has turned against him, meaning the Parkles. Harry is trying to figure out what hit him. So nothing new there really, but as I say, an excuse to look at the state of the marriage and whether they are really living apart, and whether has had enough. As many sources, different sources, are saying that he's fed up, we call it has enough, and that he might be off for greener pastures, or perhaps even darker, not so green pastures if he heads to Africa, although some parts of Africa are ridiculously lush and green at the moment, where I have just been myself. After tarot on the tarot table for this one, the breakup and make-up tarot deck, I'm just going to do a Celtic cross from his point of view, see what's going on in the marriage, see if we can get any new insights as to what might be going on behind the scenes, and how he might be feeling, what he might be doing next, his view of herself in particular, and the outcome that I'm giving, or that I'm asking for, is for the next 12 months. Take us to the end, basically, of this year, 2024, and let's see how they are going to be getting along in the next 12 months. I think we're ready to go. One more, apparently. Just checking in with the energy, and let's remind you that as I do this, it's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all opinion, it is all speculation, it is all gossip. This really is gossip, and I just read energy here, and there is of course a disclaimer in the box below. Let us see what is going on in the marriage, living separate lives. Has had enough. According to the story, he has had enough, and hopefully we will get some clarity. And as usual, I have messed up the camera angle, and we have a very sad card. Let's see if I can get the camera angle a little bit better. If I do, then strange things happen that you aren't aware of camera wise, but anyway, that's my problem. You know, it's your problem. 5 of Cups is Harry's problem. That's the underlying energy. That's never a good energy to have underlying a Celtic cross when you're looking at a marriage and the state of the marriage that is brooding over what has been lost, mistakes, regrets, things that wish didn't happen, hadn't gone the way they have gone. It's a very, very, very gloomy energy, the 5 of Cups, really very focused on all of this that's going on there in front of this character in the black cloak, to the extent that the character, because it's the after tarot, the character, and we've got added little scenarios in the normal Rider-Waite, the character that's so fixated on the gloomy scenario in front, the spilt cups, is not noticing somebody drowning in the background. And one of my favorite poems, that one, Stevie Smith, not waving but drowning, So all kinds of calamities are going on around this person. Of course, there are calamities going on in the royal family right now. Harry is, I won't say blissfully unaware, he's sorrowfully unaware of the calamities around him because he's so fixated on his own regret, the situation that he is in right now. That's the Ace of Wands. That's needing a new start, a new passion, a new project. It could be a new relationship, a very exciting new relationship, or a new project, a new idea. Wands are very much traveling, setting off to conquer new horizons. So that card tells me that he's looking around to think, okay, I've done with Hollywood, didn't work out. I really had an embarrassing and humiliating outing there at that aviation thing where I had to pose next to very embarrassing artwork of myself. I don't know if you saw any of those photos. They were very cringe. And I want new adventures and new horizons, Ace of Wands. So it's quite positive actually, but it wouldn't really indicate that the new horizons are to be conquered with his wife, perhaps. So what's the problem right now? What's his blockage, his obstruction, his challenge is the Seven of Pentacles. And you can see in the After Tarot, he's actually picked up a pentacle and he set off away, clutching that one pentacle. So it's return on your investment. How has your time been spent? Has it been spent wisely? What do you have to show for your endeavors? And he doesn't have much to show for it. He's got to his seven of Pentacles and he's taken one away with him. So I don't know if they've been together for 7 years. That would be the Seven of Pentacles. I'm trying to do maths while I'm trying to talk to you and it's not working. But it's possible that they have got to the 7-year itch stage, or Saturn cycles. For you astrologers out there will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's when trouble normally hits in long-term relationships, if they're not really going well, and they certainly aren't with the Five of Cups here in our underlying position. And that's somebody that's saying, well, I've put in enough, I've done what I can in this situation, and really I'm out of here. I'm picking up my pentacle and off I go. So that's what's going on. What's going on behind the scenes that we might not be aware of, or Tarot might not want us to be aware of, or not Tarot has been. Hermit in reverse, that's him. Oh, and now the lawnmower starts. We've had the weed eater next door. Oh dear. The Hermit has been, and he's in reverse. Major arcana for him, so he's in his shadow aspect, somebody who's been misguided, somebody who's followed the wrong path, hasn't listened to good advice, hasn't followed his own gut instincts, hasn't found his true north, all of that stuff. The Hermit in reverse, he himself being undermined, being reduced, being diminished by this whole situation. He's feeling very negative, he's feeling lonely with the Hermit card, of course, as well. In reverse, he might want to reach out to people, perhaps family, perhaps friends, that he has cut himself off from, or been cut off from for a long time, for part of that 7 years. Because that's one of the things that seems to have happened in this relationship, is that he has been isolated from people who might have better perspective or good advice for him. He's been cut off from all of those people. So it's interesting that that should show up in reverse. Doesn't bode well for him in his current state of mind. What's he focused on right now? What's he intending to... wow, the Eight of Swords in reverse. He wants out of this trap that he's in. Upright, stuck. Someone's come to rescue this person in the After Tarot, which is that little extra scenario that I was saying that the After Tarot gives you. The card is in the reverse. That means that he's very focused on how to get out of the mess that he has got himself into. And it's swords, so it's a vision, it's being able to see a way out of the mess. He made this mess, 5 of Cups, he regrets it, he wants new, he wants to leave, he wants to take what he can out of the situation, so it's not total ruin and disaster. He's got to have something to show for all this effort he's put in, all the sacrifices he has made. He is definitely feeling lonely, he's feeling ill-advised, he's feeling like he's picked the wrong path, But he's beginning to have a look around and think, okay, how can I get myself out of this mess that I have got myself into? So that's positive. If you're a fan, if you're supporting him and his escape, then it's potential there in that card for him to actually get out of the mess that he has got himself into. Some people at this point think that he deserves to be in this mess and should stay there, like Edward and Wallace stayed eternally in that mess that they made for themselves. What's been going on recently in his life? Ooh, we've got the Three of Swords. It's in reverse. Heartache, betrayal, third parties. We're talking about a marriage. My goodness. Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. And somebody wanting two cards, Seven of Pentacles and Eight of Swords. Somebody wanting to walk away from it, to get out of the trap. But that Three of Swords, it always makes me cringe when I see it, because it is such a painful card. It's really the card that expresses heartache, harrowing kind of trauma in the tarot. It's a physical kind of a pain that hurts in your heart when you get that card. He feels very betrayed, very let down. There might be others around in the situation that he might be feeling are intruding in his relationship, and it doesn't necessarily have to be other playmates, shall we say. It can be people like mother-in-law or family or friends. There are friends that seem to hover in Montecito and show up at odd moments. There is, of course, mother-in-law who allegedly has moved in, although he doesn't seem to mind that too much. But it's heartache, it's disappointment, it's betrayal, and he's been trying to recover from it with that Three of Swords in reverse. Or you could say also with the Three of Swords in reverse that this is heartache and betrayal that is too much and that he can't recover from. And I'm tending towards the can't recover from because of our underlying energy of the Five of Cups, focusing on those three spilt cups. That is somebody who is really heartbroken. He's in a lot of pain. What's coming up next for him? Leaving, separating, traveling, or reconciling. What's the coming energy for him in this situation? Oh dear, not reconciling, definitely not. Six of Cups in reverse. I was wondering if we might get an indication of going back to the UK, going back to his family and his friends in the UK. The family and the friends are showing up because the Six of Cups is all about the past, the people that you trust, the people that you spent the good times with, your childhood, your innocent times, your playful times. But it's in reverse, so it's showing up as he's not welcome there, or he doesn't feel he can go back there. That is all gone, it's ruined, it's lost, and can, you know, the cake that was left out in the rain, and you'll never have that recipe again. He will never have that recipe again. It's broken. And that is his near future energy. So however lonely he might be, the Hermit in reverse, and however he might long for home and feel homesick and reminisce about the past and feel nostalgic and want to revisit the past, he will not be able to. So we move on over here. How does he actually view the marriage right now and his wife? We're getting a very lonely man here in these cards. So how does he view her? How does he view the marriage at the moment? And we got the Knight of Cups, and that's quite an odd and contradictory energy, because it's wooing, it's emotional, it's trying to connect with somebody, it's trying to romance them and sweet talk them and charm them, and there might be some of that actually going on. Because I think it's my personal sense of this relationship. It's one of those ones that they break up and they make up, and that's why I use the after tarot. Something terrible happens and they go their separate ways, and then they come back together again for some reason. And if you've ever been in a toxic relationship, you know the vibe. And the person who might be controlling that might not be Harry. Might be that there's a bit of love bombing going on right now, as he's filled with regret and he's feeling lonely and he's getting ready to leave and his heart is broken and it's all terrible. there might be quite a lot of emotional manipulation going on. That is my sense of this. It's my energy reading of the situation that I speculate could be going on with that Knight of Cups. That Knight of Cups in the After Tarot is quite feminine looking, if you look closely at the face there underneath the armor, all of that. So I think that there is quite a lot of love bombing going on right now. You can't leave me, don't leave me. Things will get better, I promise, just you wait and see. That kind of thing going on there. Is he going to fall for it? What pressure is he under right now? Oh dear, the Tower. It's a Tower in reverse. Horrible cards coming out in this reading consistently, except for that one, which makes me very suspicious of that one, have to say. The Tower in reverse. Tower is all fall down. Tower is a situation that has collapsed, a marriage, a relationship that has broken. It's a divorce card. The Tower, absolutely shocking collapse of a relationship and a situation. It is in reverse, so the pressure that he's under is to fix the situation. And this rumor is that they are taking time out to reevaluate their marriage. Oh, we've seen this so many times. They're separating for a while just to have a break and to have a think. That has been consistent energy for almost 18 months now. In the rumors, in the gossip, in the stuff that Lady C has been told, other people on YouTube have been told, I have picked up in readings, and here it is again, trying to patch this mess up. Trying to fix it, because otherwise it's going to be so humiliating and so embarrassing and so mortifying to have to admit to everybody and mostly family that they were right and he was wrong, and this whole thing was an absolute car crash. Tower in reverse. Huge pressure to somehow fix this broken relationship. So hopes and fears for has-been right now. And we have the Eight of Cups. He really wants to leave. He really does. Leave the sorrow behind, leave the woman behind, leave the mess behind, the heartache and the disappointment. It's a very emotional card, the Eight of Cups. It's emotional pain, wanting to walk away from the third energy that we've got in this reading of actually wanting to set off and go and hope that there can be something better in his future. And that's why we have the Ace of Wands sitting here at the center of this reading as his wish for this new year, that something new happens in his life. There's a new direction, maybe a new relationship, a new energy coming into his life that's more positive and more inspiring. Outcome for the year, remember I said just 12 months, so to the end of 2024 for this separate lives kind of thing that's going on here, and it's everywhere in this reading except her here, the Knight of Cups. So how's it going to go? Has-been's point of view. Well, the Hierophant in reverse, that's not good. The Hierophant is a marriage card. It's probably actually the marriage card, because it's about status, it's about binding status, it's about a commitment in the eyes of God. And that is what marriage is. It's those vows that you make. It's in reverse, the vows broken, the commitment broken, the status unraveling. Secondary energy, of course, is the royal family. Hierophant is the royal family, is the king in his role as head of the church. I don't think it's got much to do with the royal family, except that the way back to the royal family is very clearly blocked with that Six of Cups in reverse and Hierophant in reverse. So he's not going to succeed if he's trying to reconcile, and there are rumors he's going to pop up as the king is going in, wheeled into theatre. Has-been is going to be there. We're going to look at that probably tomorrow. But that, for the marriage, that tells me that by the end of this year, the marriage is over. Formally over, with a Hierophant in reverse. And it's terrible. The energy is terrible. it's actually quite harrowing to be in this energy. So even if you're wearing shoes with lifts and you're towering over John Travolta and receiving an aviation award for being a gunner in a helicopter that you can't even fly, people have done research and looked for evidence of has-been's license on Reddit. Interesting. Nobody's been able to find it. William's license, there it is. John Travolta's, there it is. Has-been doesn't even seem to have a current pilot's license, just by the way. I don't know why I'm going on about that, but everything about him is a failure at the moment, is a tower, is falling apart. So terrible cards in here. Even if you're not a tarot reader yourself, you can't look at that card or that card in reverse or that card and think that here is a happy person. No, here is a very unhappy person whose relationship, I would say, is in its death throes, even though he's under tremendous pressure to pretend it's not, and she is doing her damnedest right now to reel him back in. That is your reading. Thank you for watching, and on to the next one.